Ledley King.
The hardest thing for me, being the captain, was dealing with the injuries and being the captain, because I wasn't able to train. So, you know, for 5 years I was doing my training indoors while the team was outside training, and you know, the only time I got on the pitch with them was on the match day. So, you know, therefore, when I was on the pitch, I tried to be the kind of guy that, you know, led by example. You know, someone that the players, you know, once they knew was on the pitch that we was going to be a tough team to beat. You know, it's difficult to do that throughout the week because I wasn't on the training pitch. I missed out on a lot of the banter, and it was difficult for me. You know, being locked away in a room while your teammates are out there. So that, for me, that was a difficult part in being the captain. Was, you know, throughout the week it could be quite tough because I do a lot of my work on my own, as I say. But you know, on the pitch, I tried to help everyone. I tried to make everyone a better player. You know. The first question, did I have offers? There was rumours. I mean, you know, there was whispers at one stage, but you know, I was probably 22, 23, and you know, I was not interested in leaving. You know, I was enjoying my football. I'd just become captain of the team, and I felt it was, you know, it was my responsibility to try and lead the team to the next level. You know, I wanted to win the league with a team one day. You know, unfortunately, you know, at my prime, I was probably had my injury problems at the age of 26, 27 when I should have been in my prime. But I'd say that's probably the best team that I played in around that kind of age, 26, 27. I miss just playing in front of the fans. You know, I miss, you know, that's the one thing that kept me going. That's the thing I've always said. You know, when I was injured, when I had 5 years of not training, you know, every day wasn't enjoyable in the treatment room or in the gym. But you know, it was the match days that kept me going. You know, I knew, knowing that what I was working towards was getting out on the pitch and performing in front of the fans, who have always, you know, been so good, so great to me, was, you know, one of the things that kept me going. So I definitely miss playing in front of the fans.
Okay, we've no name on this one, but the question is, are we going in the right direction under Daniel Levy? And there's no name on it. I think everyone wrote it.
Actually, Daniel Levy sent that one over.
I think that Daniel is passionate man about, you know, he wants the club to do well, and I think, you know, that's why we've seen, you know, the likes of Harry Redknapp leave the club, and obviously AVB, is because the chairman wants to do so well. He wants to win things with his club, you know. Well, my knee obviously was, well, you know, the injury that ended my career prematurely. Other than that, you know, I had my muscle injuries because of the fact that I couldn't train. And I've done my metatarsal, fractured my metatarsal a few times, but nothing too bad. Fractured my cheekbone, that's probably the worst one, but other than that, for a defender, not too bad, no broken noses or anything like that, yeah. So, fractured cheekbone is probably as bad as he got for me. To be honest, personally, I'm over short, so I don't know why I asked that question, because I haven't got a clue. My, you know, for me it was about the team. You know, obviously you want to play well, but my best performance is not something that I can actually remember. I can't remember what would have been my best game. It's possible that I could have played my best game and we lost. So, you know, I'm not quite sure what my best game was. My most enjoyable and the best match for the team was definitely winning the Carling Cup against Chelsea. You know, you know, for me, that was the pinnacle of my career. You know, to lift the trophy at Wembley. You know, not only that, but to be playing against Chelsea, who, you know, were heavy favourites for the game, and to go 1-0 down and then to come back. You know, there was something about that day where I just knew that it was going to be our day, and you know, you don't get too many days like that where you just know this game's for you, and you know, that was one of them, and you know, that's still the best moment in my career in a Spurs shirt for me, definitely.
So,
of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I do. You know, anytime I have to answer the questions about that goal, first thing I say is, I hope you haven't seen the goal. Because yeah, no, it wasn't a great goal, but they all count, as they say. You know, and 10 seconds will be difficult to beat, because you know, most teams go backwards when, you know, from centre they keep possession, but we just lumped it in their half, and I just picked up the rebound and shot. So you know, it will be difficult to beat. It's been going for a while now, but it's a question of Champions League versus winning trophies. You know, you play the game to win. You know, you wanna win things. You know, I'd always pick winning a trophy over finishing in the top four. You know, and there's no reason why both can't happen. You know, there's no reason why you can't win a trophy and finish in the top four, and that's, you know, that should be our aim each season. You know, even in playing in the Europa, you know, I think that it would be an amazing trophy to win. You know, I remember the Carling Cup, you know, being a trophy that not too many people cared about, but you know, as I say, it's the most special moment I had in a Spurs shirt, and you know, I know how much it meant to a lot of fans that day when we won that. So you know, I don't think you can beat winning trophies and the feeling that gives. Toughest player to mark. Oh, as I said, Henry was the best player, but you know, that doesn't always mean they was the toughest, because you know, you get players like Kevin Davis that was always a handful. You know, I've always said that throughout my career. Someone like him, you know, although he wasn't the same goal threat as someone like Thierry Henry, you knew you was in a game against him. You know, you'd come off the pitch, you know, and you know that you'd been in a battle. You know, he was one of my toughest. I think Alan Shearer, when I first come into the team, was a tough guy. You know, these guys are, you know, really physical with you. You know, I was just a skinny kid when I, you know, broke into the team, and you know, Shearer he had man strength. You know, he was a real brute, and you know, he liked to you know, really put his elbows and his arms into defenders, and that's something you have to learn as a young kid. You know, you're playing against some real strong men. You know, and it took a little while for me to get used to that and adjust to that, and you know, so for me, they're two players that I would say were real tough opponents to play against. As I said, at Spurs, Gascoigne was my hero, Paul Gascoigne. Other than that, as I say, I watched attacking players. Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, was someone that you know, I loved to watch as a kid. You know, when I was. It's a tough question, that is, I tell you. I think everyone's going to have different players. You know, in players that I've seen, you know, in my time. And someone who managed me was Glenn Hoddle, who was unbelievable from what I saw. You know, even when he was a manager, he was training with the team, and he was still better than most of the team. So, you know, I can only imagine what he was like, you know, in his prime. You know, also in my time at Tottenham, I don't think I've seen anyone reach the level that Gareth reached, you know, in his last year at the club. You know, it was a one-man show at times, and you know, unfortunately, I didn't play with him at that time. I'd left, but I don't think I'd seen anyone reach that level of performance. You know, Teddy Sheringham, someone I played with, is another legend for the club. As I say, Gareth probably reached the level, the highest level that I've seen in my time playing for Tottenham.
that from you guys here and
Okay.
everybody on that side, so I don't know if everyone, how am I going to do this?